what up, Sanjay? Fantasy football talk. You know what it is. I'm riding it. It's Jay. We back again. Let's get it cracking, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Welcome everybody to the show. I see a few people in the audience. Welcome Justin as always, and everybody else that's part of the show. Hey, we're almost a quarter of the way in, so it's time to get this on and popping. Fantasy advice and talking about hey, those players that it's time to let them go. We talked like week 2. Don't panic. It's just it ain't really panic time, I don't think, but it's time to get ready before you start panicking because it's a few it's a few guys out there. So, hey,
Oh yeah.
before we talk that, how'd your fantasy week go?
I went 3-3 this week.
Okay,
I did fairly well. I lost some close games, man. I lost a
yeah.
game 222 to 221.
Oh, I can beat
And
that.
I had Eckler, and
uh,
I was like, just give him the ball one more time so I can win this game. But I had Eckler in like three
right,
leagues. So Eckler actually won me a game that I was up, but I was supposed to lose. And
right,
he won me a game that I actually was supposed to lose, and I came back. So Eckler did work for me. So
right.
I'm good with that. So I did pretty bad. I ain't do too bad. I did good.
I
So I ain't
also
bad.
won 3 games, but I'm in 8, so I went 3-5 on the week. You talk about a close. I lost one game by 0.4 points. I
Jeez.
was sitting there watching like, because I had the players on mine. I was like, just give me a little bit, give me something. And nah,
Man,
it didn't work out. In fact,
you know,
in a different league, I was actually with you. I'm a Raiders guy to the heart, but once that game was over, I was kind of like, can we get Austin Eckler like one more carry, one more
so
touchdown?
I was like, but I was,
I was,
I was like, can you just give him one more catch? I was like,
right,
just give me something. I said, and the dude
right,
I was playing, right, he was like, he was commenting on the Yahoo page, and he was like, bruh, really, I'm about to lose, and I
yeah,
was up. I was like, bro, I'm like, yeah, I was
yeah.
this close to
It
like
was
going
crazy.
like 6-0 this week, man, just off of Eckler. I was
Yeah.
like, that's
Eckler put
probably.
in some serious work, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
yeah, not enough for me to have a win. Is but hey, let's not just talk about our fantasy games, but we got our pick'ems going on all the pro games. Sydney is back at the top. Is a tie overall, but she had the best record this week, 10-6. It was a weird NFL week, so
Yeah.
we our group was pretty poor. Um, the only person that had more than 10 correct games is not part of the show, but a fan and watches sometimes. Chimes in. He plays with us in one of our leagues, Angelo. My cousin, he actually got 12 games right this week. So congrats, Low. Whatever. the
Yeah,
Raiders
it
still
was
beat
it was
your
weird,
Steelers,
man.
so
It was
it's
just
all
so
good.
weird that
Yeah.
a lot of games that was supposed to be won by teams they didn't win, like the Jets winning, which was
The
weird. I
Jets
didn't see
won
that
and the
winning.
Giants won. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like something ain't right here. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, you win them, lose them, it's all good. So it's nothing
It's
here.
all in fun. It's all in games.
Yeah,
Before we jump into our review, let's hit off some of these questions. I man Justice in from the get go. I saw while it was going on. Yeah, we had Urban Meyer on the he floating in the ocean, but I would not give up on James Robinson because I think they finally figured out that they need him.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I expect the rest of the season, James Robinson should be good to go. But we're gonna say some stuff about my man Urban Meyer. He got
Yes,
himself in a
we
little
will.
bit of trouble. He's off the boat for completely non NFL reasons.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. So
But he also got up here Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Who should be the quarterback too? He got Stafford as Q1, so yeah, Stafford of course stays. Trey
um
Lance or Fields? I'm gonna say Fields only
I'm
because
a,
it's more
yeah,
certain.
yeah,
What do
I'm
you
gonna
got?
say Fields. I'm gonna say Fields because he's the guy now. They
Yeah.
just made it official. He's gonna be the guy going forward. It's still up in the air with Lance this week, which it shouldn't be, but still it's up
Uh
in the air. But yeah, I, until you get further notice with Lance, then you can kind of have a toss up of which one you want to do. But right now, I'm going Fields.
yeah, I agree, and I thought you almost because you're a 49ers guy, but you've been not necessarily rooting for Jimmy Garoppolo to be injured, but he's Jimmy Garoppolo, so he gets injured anyway. So you kind of hope he would just be himself and Trey Lance would get that job. And I was like, Sunday, I was like, oh, he finally got it. And then they were like, the injury's not as serious as we thought. I was like,
well,
does it matter?
I'm gonna say this.
Right.
If you go back and watch the Green Bay game, he actually got hurt.
Yeah.
In the Green Bay game, and he stayed in the game. I seen when he got hurt.
He ain't trying to come out.
I was like, he hurt. Well, I was like, yo, come on, get him up out of here. And then when I seen him get hurt last week, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And the thing is, Trey didn't play bad. He just didn't get enough reps. And the game plan wasn't for him. Yeah. So he came in, once he calmed down, he played pretty well.
Sort of like Justin Fields' first game. They didn't have a game plan for him, but we saw this week he was much better, right?
And I'm going to be honest with you. We had a show about the rookie quarterback last week. All of them played well this week or last week. All of them played well last week. So they all put up decent numbers, and most of the teams won. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, man, if they just put him on the field, like, because if you think about it, after that first series, he calmed down, he got his poise together, he was good. He started throwing touchdowns and all this other stuff. I think they have to do it. They have to play him.
I mean, at some point, it's just undeniable. That's your guy. You drafted him, put him in there. So I'm with you. But for now, Justin Fields is to play. Also, Justin says thanks for the DJ Moore start and the J. Rob start. Yeah, hey, that's what we're here for. So we hope our advice works out more often than it doesn't. Unlike he wrote the Jets, 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 and they just. That was just foolishness. We'll talk about that game a little bit, but
I will say that Zach Wilson, he did some stuff that but I always kind of been a Zach Wilson fan.
Man, you were before the season started.
Before the season started, because I knew he had that. He had it in him. It's the Jets though.
Yeah.
And the Jets can make you look bad. So I just think at the end of the day, I think he gonna be good. Long as they can protect him.
He'll be as good as he could be with the Jets. So I'm with you there.
I mean, but you see what Sam Darnold doing without the Jets.
Yeah, so, bango.
Yeah, so he got talent. So I hope they just kind of keep him upright at the end of the day.
I also want to welcome Ola to Anita Bracey joining this show. And my mom, Orlena Lewis, out there. And Anita's happy because the Ravens won. I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
We got some more questions, but before we do that, before we jump into these other questions, let's hit some stuff from last week.
Well, we're going we'll go ahead. No, like we do, we're going to start with some quarterbacks. Talk about some of the quarterbacks that highlighted the week. Daniel Jones, speaking of the Giants, 28 of 40, 402, 2 touchdowns. Did well this week, man. They won games. Jalen Hurts, 32 of 48, 387, 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, 25 of 32, 348, and 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 20, which I have to say, Lamar Jackson had over 300 yards. So
Lamar, you sleeping on Lamar, and it's gonna get better. I'll let you continue, but Lamar, he about to do some work.
37, 316 and a touchdown. Sam Darnold, 26, 39, 301, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes with 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns, right on.
278. So that's what I got for the quarterback. If you got anything you wanted to add.
Didn't somebody say that Sam Darnold was going to have a breakout season, the best he's ever had? He's on the way. I think it's been somewhat aided by the fact that Christian McCaffrey's been hurt. He's had to do more, but he's rising to the challenge. I see Shaq out there. We have not started Mike Evans' chat yet, but we got to talk about your boys. They really should have lost to the Patriots. They should have gone down. So your boy Mac Jones, who you hate, I wouldn't put him in the fantasy stud category this week, but hey, he did all right.
I mean,
can't be mad at him.
He kicked a lot of field goals, but yeah.
I've got a Patriots kicker, so I'm all right with that. You hit all the good guys. I was just happy. My happiest thing about all the quarterbacks was Matt Ryan, because I was like, I've been waiting, and I didn't get a lot of Matt Ryan shares, as they say, this year because I had some question marks. But I have Matt Ryan in enough leagues to know he was killing me. And more so, he's killing my pick, Calvin Ridley, who I thought was going to be the top wide receiver this year, even better than Mike Evans. But, that offense, I'm hoping we see what's coming.
It's coming along. The last 2 weeks he's been pretty good. So I can't be upset with that because I got him in the league and he did some work for me.
Yeah,
So I'm not mad at that. So definitely.
I like him. I like what Jalen Hurts did. Good stuff. Before we go
Yeah.
to running backs, let's hit some of these questions before we get too deep. Coming from Justin, you like Mary or Melvin Gordon for PPR?
Either one.
You said either one or neither one?
Neither one.
Either one. Okay.
I don't like the split with Melvin Gordon. I think that young boy gonna take his job completely at some point. And Mary, I just don't. I mean, they sharing the load. He not sharing the load,
Right.
but it's the same situation. I just don't. If you had a better option, I would definitely go another route.
I
Melvin Gordon is gonna get you half the points they're giving out there. So
I'm
I
not
don't know.
afraid of Melvin Gordon losing his job yet. I am very concerned about who's the top guy. So far, Latavius Murray has been the dude. He used to play for the Raiders, by the way. Keep that in mind. Before he went to the Saints, he's been the lead back, and I think he's going to continue to be the lead back. But as we've said many times, the number one running back has and will always be Lamar Jackson. They're trying to work Le'Veon Bell in, so I think they have like every top running back from
I,
5 years ago on that roster. So if I have to pick between the two, I'm with you. I'm going Melvin Gordon because he's more secure to get have an impact on the team than I think
I mean, but
Latavius Murray is.
if he can find a better choice,
Yeah,
I mean, I would definitely. It's just tough
yeah.
trying to depend on. Melvin Gordon had one good game. In that one game, he had like a 70-yard touchdown.
Because we've seen so many of Justin's teams before, this isn't gonna. I'm pretty certain this isn't like his one or two running back. This is probably like a flex spot or his third running back. So in a flex spot, Melvin Gordon will produce enough.
Enough. But if you
Enough.
got a receiver to put there, I would
But
definitely
yeah,
put a
yeah, of
receiver
course,
there.
yeah.
That'll be more productive if it
I
was
agree.
me.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. Let's see what else we got in here before I get too far. You like Kyle Pitts or Higbee or Schultz? I don't know whether
Pitts
those are
has
supposed to be
looked
all in one
terrible.
question or because it's Pitts or Schultz, and then it has Pitts or Higbee.
I'm
Um,
thinking it's two different leagues.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go Schultz.
I was worried about because Schultz was a really big pickup recently, but I was like the
Yeah.
way they go between Schultz and Jarwin. But apparently they're gonna just roll with both of them, and they both gonna
Yeah.
put in work, which is crazy with the
I
number of
just think
receivers they got. Right,
Pitts is underachieving, bro. Like
very
he
much
is.
so.
But we're gonna talk about that later. But yeah, Pitts. I'm going Higby, and I'm going Schultz. I can't do. I mean,
I like
can't do,
Pitts long term.
but not right
We
now.
just hit the first week of Matt Ryan being alive, and like literally every touchdown almost went to Cordero Patterson. So if
Yeah,
I got it, because tight end is a very touchdown dependent position, unless your name is Travis Kelce. So I'm
yeah,
with you. I'm going with the guys who've been more reliable in that respect, and that's going to be Schultz and Higbee. He also
yeah.
got the 49ers and the Raiders making it. Hey, anytime you talk about the Raiders making anything, I'm happy.
Me too.
And this your question: is George Kittle going to play?
Yeah, he played last week. He playing.
All
Yeah,
right, we
they're
got
just
some.
gonna limit him in practice all week, but he playing though.
Shaq, I guess, trying to defend his Bucks. He says fourth and fifth string defensive backs can make anyone look good. They let go of Stephon Gilmore. We're not at news yet, but I
Yeah,
stick a bookmark there. Come back.
yeah.
He says in one league, someone traded him Calvin Ridley for Alexander Madison. That was a very dumb person.
Yes,
What?
yeah,
Did they
yeah.
know that Dalvin Cook was back? Because
They must didn't. So
and even if he wasn't, do they know who Dalvin Cook is and who Calvin Ridley is? That's bizarrely crazy. But congrats to you. I want
yeah,
to be in the league with that person. My mom, she's
yeah.
happy that the Seahawks beat the 49ers. So there you go. Yeah.
It's
Feel
all
bad.
good.
Feel real bad.
Yeah, I don't. So I really don't.
All
But
right.
okay.
I got two more. Then we'll talk running backs. I'm gonna go out of order. Let's get to Noah's question because I scrolled past the other one. So
Yeah.
while I'm here, should he? Noah wants to, and welcome to the show, Noah. Should he
Welcome.
trade AJ Brown and Chris Godwin for DK Metcalf and Javante Williams? He has a lot of receivers and needs running backs PPR.
Yeah, I would, because you're gonna get the same production from DK that you would get from
Right.
like AJ Brown and Chris, because Chris Godwin and actually Shaq can kind of speak on this a little bit.
Hmm.
It's a lot of mouths to be fed out there. At least DK is gonna be, if not the one or the two, getting most of those catches. Um, so I would definitely do the DK Metcalf for Devontae with
Right.
trade. I would definitely do that.
I'm saying DK, he because Tyler Lockett's not going to have all the love all year. I say
Yeah,
DK is an equivalent to what you would expect from Chris Godwin or AJ Brown at
AJ
this point,
Brown. Yeah,
because the Titans passing offense hasn't been, I think, what a lot of people expected, at least not yet.
exactly.
So if you need those PPR points, I think Javonte Williams is a good one. So I'm with you, especially if you're right, and we're gonna see that Javonte Williams takes over from Melvin Gordon. I think a lot of people think that same thing is gonna happen
Yeah,
by the time that season. I don't think Melvin Gordon's ever going anywhere, but right now it's been almost a completely even split, and it's gonna
split.
tilt a little bit more towards Javonte. So yeah,
I think I
that's not
think
bad.
by the middle of the season, I think Devontae Williams is gonna be the main guy where he's gonna get those 20 carries,
Uh huh.
and I think you're gonna sprinkle in a little bit of Melvin Gordon, like a breather type thing. So because Devontae Williams can play all three downs, that's what they have in him. So definitely.
And on that note, you asked Shaq to comment on the wide receivers. He said there's so many wide receivers, and basically Antonio Brown, who's dead to me, is getting all the targets, especially with Ron
Yeah,
Gronkowski out.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
and that's the thing. I got Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, the last game he was bad. He didn't do too much.
yeah,
But it's too many, especially when Gronk is back.
right,
It's too many footballs to be thrown around to these guys. It's not enough, man. And even with, I think they've been running a lot lately with Leonard Fournette.
right.
So that's
Leonard,
part of it too.
yeah, it's coming with abandoned ship, but on that Leonard Fournette comment, abandoned ship on Ronald Jones if you had him because you
Yeah.
thought they were gonna have a split carry. But let's hit this this last question from Justin. Latest question, I should say. And by the way, Justin gives our advice. Hey, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Uh, we're almost at 50. You can help. You can be the one to get us there.
Actually,
Appreciate the call out, Justin.
Justin,
Yeah,
what we need from you, Justin, let some of your guys know in your other leagues, man. Tune in, man. I know we help you to beat them, but still, we can. Come on now.
Once
Help
you
us
have a
out.
comfortable enough lead, bring them in. But just to ask this question, he's let him know whether you think he's winning this week. He's got Stafford, Aaron Jones. I love this team, by the way. J. Rob, who's back on track. He got I think that's Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore. Good lord, Kyle Pitts. I'm always just impressed when I read this team. Minnesota's defense,
Amazing.
and then Greg Joseph kicking. Playing against Brady, who's been phenomenal, except for last week. Antonio Gibson, who's been a bit disappointing to me. Chris Carson, who might not play this week, tomorrow night, by the way. So,
Yeah.
and if that doesn't happen, then yeah, you definitely win. Jamar Chase, Robert Woods, who finally came back alive. Deontay Johnson, who's the only respectable wide receiver for the Steelers. Kelsey, the greatest tight end ever. Cowboys defense, they have Tyler Bass. I say you win, Justin, on that one.
Yeah, that team is really good.
Yeah.
I think that's one of his best teams,
Yeah.
man. To
That
be honest with you.
Let us know what the record is in that team, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's one of his best teams.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let me just handle some
Yeah.
business right
Yeah,
there.
you need to get rid of this guy.
All right. Where were we? Joey chimes in. He needs 2 wide receivers. He's got Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, Marvin Jones, and Cortland Sutton, and Laviska Shenault, who I picked up this week because I had DJ Chark, and so I had to find someone. Of those 2, who do you got?
I like Chenault because he's supposed to be, well, I ain't gonna say the number one, but he's the only one left really because a lot of other receivers are hurt. And Cortland Sutton, I like Cortland Sutton this week too. Robert Woods hasn't really been getting the touches
Right.
that I thought he would get. Tyler Higbee is coming back, so that's gonna be kind of a problem. And you still And Marvin Jones, I'm not a fan of Marvin Jones in that offense, honestly. So I think at the end of the day, I'm going Shenault and I'm going Cortland Sutton for me.
Here's why I kind of like Robert Jones. And the last week we put up a quote from Urban Meyer says that he finally realized you need to get James Robinson the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a similar statement come out this week about the Rams, saying they acknowledge that they need to get the ball to Robert Woods more. Are they going to stick to that word? I don't know. But if they are, then I think I like Robert Woods and you said Cortland Sutton?
I like Cortland Sutton, yeah, because he got 11 targets last week.
Yeah, I was saying
even though
it's hard to argue against. Y'all know me; I'm not a big Bridgewater fan, but
yeah,
I don't think you have to have the bet because hey, I'm a big Brandon Cooks guy, and he has a terrible quarterback. So I'm gonna go Sutton with you, and I want to say Shenault should. I want to go complete agreement because I think Shenault should really blow up. Yeah. But for me, and that whole situation has been very unreliable. I'm a gamble on Robert Woods and Cortland Sutton, only because that game tomorrow night, they should be throwing the ball all over the place. And I think I think against the Seahawks secondary, which doesn't exist, I think they should be. I think Robert. I'm gonna go Woods and Sutton, but I'm very intrigued on Shenault. Like I said, I picked him up this week, and I'm hoping he puts in some.
Well, I think with Shenault, with that running game starting to kind of do what it's supposed to do, that's gonna open up a lot for Shenault to actually get some work done. That's why the receivers wasn't getting off like that because. Right. He abandoned the run. They didn't run the ball. But now that he's running the ball, I think that is going to be perfect. Yeah, it's going to be perfect.
It's the stuff that you think he would have done from the beginning, but what do we know? I did this question from Joey. That's the one we just answered. I'm slow. What else did I miss? Justin, start 3. He has OBJ, Knox, Devontae Smith for the Eagles. I'm going to go no on that one. Melvin Gordon and Corey Davis.
Oh, man. That's a tough one, man.
All right.
I'm going to go Corey Davis.
I'm with you on that one. Yes.
I like Corey Davis. I'm going to actually say Devontae Smith, man.
Really?
Because,
okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. Garbage time.
Right.
Garbage points mean a lot, man. I'm telling you. The Eagles are always going to be losing.
Right.
Sorry to your dad. But the Eagles are always going to be down. So that means Hurtsman, he's thrown for 300 yards over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, Hurts has been nice.
So, and the main guy that's getting all those touches is Smith. So I would go Smith. I would go Corey Davis. I might say OBJ, man.
I was going to say OBJ, yeah.
I'm gonna say OBJ, man.
I'm with you on 2 out of 3. Corey Davis definitely. OBJ, I'm just saying because until Jarvis Landry comes back I'm a believer, and I'm not a big OBJ guy, but I'm a believer just because of the opportunity. I'm gonna say the problem with me with Devontae Smith is he's a boom or bust guy, so you kind of waiting for him to get. So for safety, I think I like Melvin Gordon. Because he's not going to blow the doors off anything, but he's fairly reliable in what you can expect. And sometimes I prefer consistency over talent. But I can see perhaps going with Devontae Smith. But for me, he's just not a reliable option.
I mean, I guess, man. I just think Smith, he had a lot of points in garbage time.
Yeah, he did.
2 weeks. So and I understand.
And who did they play last week?
But still, they be losing. That's not the point. The point is
they losing against anybody.
They losing. They always down. So the thing is, Jalen Hurts threw for 387 yards 2 weeks ago, and then he threw for another 300 this week.
That was against the Cowboys, and then against the Chiefs.
So it's like they down. So now I can see if they was up, but it's garbage time. Right. They're gonna get a lot of yards doing garbage time because they're playing come on, man. They throwing the ball because they got to get back in the game.
Do you think the Panthers have an offense that's on line with Dallas or the Chiefs?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Well, never mind then.
I mean, man, come on, man. I don't know. I'm going Smith on this one. We can disagree.
I ain't mad at you. We agree on 2/3. That's not bad.
Okay.
Let's hit some of these. I think we shortened it down some. Hold up before we do our running backs. Is because this is a running back question. Who should you trade in order to get Dalvin Cook? I think that depends on who you have on your roster.
Yeah, let us know who you got.
You're gonna have to come strong to get Dalvin Cook. So for me, well, I was having this conversation with our producer Sydney, who's also in leagues about certain. In fact, I think it was Dalvin Cook. Hold up, is this the person that was in the league with her? Because somebody asked her if they could get Dalvin Cook, and I was like, Dalvin Cook for me is just not tradable, like at all.
No, you don't trade him.
Like so there's certain players. I have Christian McCaffrey in a few leagues, and because I believe he's coming back, you could not. You would have to give me like all of your players for me to even consider it. So for me, Dalvin Cook is that guy because I told y'all before I have Dalvin Cook as my number one running back over Christian McCaffrey. So for me, if you're asking for Dalvin Cook, you're gonna have to come with players like
strong. You gotta come strong
at the very least, and I'm talking about at the very least. I want a wide receiver 1,
of course,
and a running back 2.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah. It's gotta be a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. You're not getting a single player. No, right?
It's gotta be a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. Easy. So if you want Cook, who wouldn't shoot for the moon, buddy? So thanks for the question, though. Let's hit some of these impact running backs from the past week because I want to start with one of them, Cordarrelle Patterson, who completely burnt me. I played against 2 people that had him on the team, and I lost both of those games, as you may have guessed.
I who you got? Don't worry about it. So we're gonna start with Derrick Henry. Always on the list. I mean, I try to take him off, but he always used to make the list. 33 carries, 157, and a touchdown. Zeke has been balling this year, man. 20 carries, 143, and a touchdown. Chase Edmonds. Only on 12 carries, 120 yards. He didn't score, but it's still good. Kamari, 15 carries, 120 yards, no touchdown. Eckler, 15 carries, 117, and a touchdown. We already talked
about Eckler. Why you got to keep bringing up old stuff?
I just got to put it out there, man. And your boy, David Montgomery, even though he got hurt, 23 carries, 106, 2 touchdowns. He out for with us. Stick with us. Is coming with the news. So, but those are my running backs. And then he kills you.
This is a bad week for me on many levels. I saw because I was watching that guy. I saw the David Montgomery injury, and I was like, "Oh Lord, no!" Because for those that's been with us since the offseason, we do bold predictions before the season started, and I was like, Justin Fields is going to become the starter, and you're going to see a monster David Montgomery year. Yeah. And we saw what it could be, and they took it away from me, like in the same game. Talk about he might miss like 4 to 5 weeks. I'm like,
so it's gonna kill you. I mean, I'm just saying.
But man, we got a glimpse at what that combination could be.
It was gonna be deadly because he opened up so much for David Montgomery. Montgomery was gonna get off, but you gotta hold off, man. You gotta keep the faith in 4 to 5 weeks. He'll be back playoff time. He'll be out playoff time for you.
I hate you right now, but that's cool.
That's the truth, though, man.
I was happy with Saquon Barkley finally coming alive because I know a lot of fantasy owners probably were gonna abandon ship with Saquon, or at least try to trade him. So the fact that he came out like 52 yards rushing, 34 receiving, 2 touchdowns, the Giants actually winning a game. So good running back stuff. Wide receivers,
Tyreek Hill.
Also played against him and lost. Go ahead. 11
receptions, 186, 3 touchdowns. I mean, what more can you say? I'm out here. I mean, and then we got the number 1 wide receiver in the league this year, Deebo Sanders, 8 receptions, 156, and 2 touchdowns.
Right.
I just want to go out on a limb, and I did say that he was going to finish in the top 5 this year as the receiver. So I'm just going to leave that there.
Leave that there.
Darnell Mooney. We see what Justin Fields does when he's on the field. 5 receptions, 125. Scary Terry, 6 receptions,
Good.
123, 2 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, like I just said, 7 receptions, 122. You have to play him. DJ Moore, your boy, 8 receptions, 113, 2 touchdowns. Um, he balled out, man.
He
I
balled
mean,
out. Hey,
they balled out,
with
definitely.
Sam Darnold doing it, DJ Moore right along for the ride. Robbie Anderson is a little bit disappointing,
Yeah,
but that's
definitely.
another
Yeah, he
story.
is.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw out one more. Jamison Crowder, his first game back, and he put
Yes,
on the show,
man.
61 yards, a touchdown, and he's it's not waiver wire time, but he's
Yeah.
available. He's only rostered in like 25% of leagues, so you better
Yes, he
get on that
is.
Jamison Crowder love because it's him and Corey Davis and nobody else. So
Nobody else.
yeah. All right.
So we
Tight ends and
got.
such.
I didn't have
You don't
any.
have
You
any?
got one? No.
Only from Thursday. CJ Uzuma, who ruined my Jamar Chase love because I thought Jamar Chase was going to go off that game, and
Yeah.
apparently Jamar Chase had a good game, but
But he didn't have a monster
yeah, he didn't
game
have
like
the
that.
monster game, and that's because CJ was just killing it. 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I say Dawson Knox. If
Yeah.
you're struggling at tight end because Logan Thomas went down this week. We
Yep.
found out that Gronkowski has a punctured lung, so he's gonna miss some time. If you need a tight end, I would go Dawson Knox because he's been getting a lot of action in that Buffalo high-powered offense. So
Yes, it has. Lord have mercy. Let's get back to some of these
let's get
questions,
this.
man.
Let's see. Where did I leave off? We did that question. Flex team. This is a question from Justin. He has Patrick Mahomes. You better start writing Patrick, Justin, because if his mom ever
Your
watches
mama-
our show, she's going to get you.
Yes,
Patrick
she is.
Mahomes, he's got Justin Herbert, Najee Harris, Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, Corey Davis, TJ Hawkinson, I think this is Melvin Gordon, unless it's Josh Gordon who's now available, but I'm assuming Melvin Gordon,
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, and he's playing against Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson. That person should really do something like Wilson and Wilson or something for their team name.
Yeah,
Off
definitely.
topic. They've got Moss, Damian Williams, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Conklin, Adams, Godwin.
I'm going with his team. He got Patrick Mahomes. And he got
Patrick
Justin Herbert.
Mahomes and Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going against. In
Nope.
Superflex, your quarterbacks are very important. Now he does have Najee Harris, so I think he's short of running back.
You are such a hater, man. I need you to stop hating so much, man.
I
This
should.
man-
I really should. I think
They hate-
Pittsburgh people are gonna probably be picketing outside my house. I love Najee Harris. I really do. I just always joke with him because he's a wide, but he did get 60+ yards this week. So
The hate
hey,
is real.
in rushing, I mean, so hey,
You have to- you
he's
really have
working
to
his
stop.
way up to that 1,000.
Okay. I mean, he go. I told you he gonna get 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about it.
We gonna find out. So yeah, I like your team better on that. Apparently we hit 50. Justin, thank you. He got one of his
Appreciate
friends
it.
to subscribe. Appreciate it.
Get
Who
it,
do you got?
Justin.
Higbee, Knox, or Schultz? Conklin, rank the 4 and start 1. If I'm with those, I am starting Schultz.
Starting Sharp, then it's Higby, then it's Knox, then it's Conklin.
I'm gonna go Schultz, Knox, Higbee, and then Conklin. But
Yeah,
yeah,
me too.
That sounds good. Welcome, Michael Chapp. He just got Hollywood Brown and Zach Moss for Cortland Sutton and Melvin Gordon. Who won that trade?
He did.
I'm gonna say he did because one, and I've told you this, Lamar Jackson is not just a running back. Speaking of hating,
Okay. I mean, I told you. I just said he threw for 300 yards, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
this week,
What you
but-
want from me, man?
what about the first 3 weeks of the show?
He ain't over 300 yards.
But
I mean,
Lamar
geez.
Jackson, they're putting an emphasis on throwing the ball, and Hollywood Brown has been having his best year yet. And when they get Rashad Bateman back in that lineup, which is supposed to be happening soon, once he gets over his growing edge, that offense is going to be something remarkable. So, and it's going to help Hollywood Brown because Hollywood Brown's been able to work inside more than used to because Rashad Bateman's going to be outside. It's going to be something to see. You're going to see a lot more 300-yard games from Lamar Jackson, and Hollywood Brown's going to benefit from that. I like Zach Moss. He's in the timeshare with Singletary, but I think Zach Moss, he gets the touchdowns for one. So I think he
get the goal line carries.
He's the goal line guy. So I like that. Sutton, I do love, and we both like. Melvin Gordon, like we said, is eventually going to start losing some of that timeshare. So I'm with you. I think Mike who gets the best of that one. Welcome Drizzy Jake. Hey guys, he said, should I trade DeAndre Smith and Jerry Jeudy or Renfro, one or the other, for just Hopkins? Who I love what DeAndre Swift's been doing this year. What do you think?
I'm gonna say no, and DeAndre Swift has really been outside of like one game. He's been really good this year. I know Judy's hurt, but Judy's honestly the best receiver on that team. He's going to be back in a couple weeks also. And Hunter Renfrow has been playing good. You just can't. You can't do it.
I think I finally got you on the Hunter Renfrow team.
I like Hunter Renfrow. He's been playing well.
I've been saying it for years. I'm glad you finally have me. You finally came to where I am. Did you see that? Speaking of Hunter Renfrow, we'll get to your fantasy questions.
He played like every position on Monday.
Did you see? We lost the game.
I was just waiting for him to kick the ball and throw touchdowns and become a quarterback.
Yes, that's our producer who's also on the Hunter Renfrow bandwagon. Did you see the hit he laid out?
Yes, he laid out a big hit.
Punt.
I'm not even mad at that. Like I thoroughly enjoyed that hit. I was like, man, I said, okay, Hunter Renfrow. I said, Ashley might pick you up now. But honestly, man, I would not trade. I think you get more out of DeAndre Swift or Jeudy and Hunter Renfrow than you do. Hopkins is good, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I feel like you're giving away more points than you would like that.
Here's my thing. Every year of DeAndre Hopkins' career, I would say in a heartbeat, I would trade DeAndre Swift and pick either one of those wide receivers for DeAndre Hopkins. I would. Because DeAndre Hopkins is that kind of difference maker. The reason I am hesitant to say you do that this year is DeAndre has had to share the ball a bit more this year, which is weird.
AJ Green.
Yeah, because just even a year ago, I think the only person that Kyler Murray liked was DeAndre Hopkins. And this year, you're kind of seeing the ball get spread back. DeAndre's still the guy. He's the dude. But with the work that we've been seeing, they've been managing to work DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams work with Detroit, despite the fact they lose every game and they're terrible. But they've been able to make that work. And like you said, when Jeudy gets back, I think he's going to be back at that number one spot. So I don't hate the trade if you do it, but don't do it unless I absolutely need and this is going to depend on the rest of your lineup, Drizzy. If you need a number, because sometimes I need that number one stud wide receiver.
Exactly.
Then I say yes, but that's going to assume you have the running back help to replace the DeAndre Swift, because what DeAndre Swift is going to be doing this year, I think is going to be incredible, because they don't have any wide receivers for real.
So they got to run the ball.
Hopkins, and they got to run it. DeAndre Swift catches out the backfield. Exactly. So unless you really need wide receiver help and you can replace DeAndre Swift, I say no.
I mean, the thing is this. Jeudy, when he gets back, Jeudy is going to get targets.
Yeah, exactly.
Hunter Renfrow gets targets. He's the second most targeted on that team behind Darren Waller. So he gets targets. Those, you can't deny targets.
Third in Renfrow. So he's guaranteed at least 5 or 6 targets a game, and he makes them work. He's one of the best route runners in the NFL. I said it. It's true. Even better than Mike Evans. I hope you're still watching Shaq. but he's not as talented as Mike Evans. But
Swift is man. I
because of the year that Swift is having so far, that's the only reason I say not unless you can replace that with something. If you have a bomb running back on your bench that you won't miss Swift, then I say of course, do it.
Yeah,
but if you don't, which you probably don't, maybe, but maybe you do, depending on your team. but I that's the only way I do it. My father, the elder, senior Jasper Lewis, he says has Dalvin Cook, and he agrees. You ain't getting him.
No,
you
don't
ain't
trade.
getting him. We talked. There was a question earlier about a trade for Dalvin Cook. He ain't tradable. All right. Justin's question: does he start Antonio Brown, Jamar Chase, Corey Davis, Devontae Smith, or CeeDee Lamb? You start 2 in this PPR.
CeeDee Lamb, I'm going definitely.
All right. I'm thinking Jamar Chase or Corey Davis, but CeeDee Lamb is a definite.
I'm thinking because I really think Joe Burrow is starting to hit a stride.
Right.
And I think Jamar Chase is going to be he going to benefit a lot from this in the next couple of weeks. I'm saying Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb is the number 1 receiver on that team. They just not really. They have 3 good receivers. Right now he's not being pushed as number 1, but I think in reality he is the number 1 receiver. So I'm going CeeDee Lamb and I'm going Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I started with CeeDee Lamb, so I'm gonna keep him there. The only thing that does scare me about him is they've been using, like we said earlier, they've been using those tight ends a lot more than I expected them to on that team. But
they gotta stop. You gotta think once they get in the thing is they've been winning and they've been running. So if they get in the shootouts, CeeDee Lamb is gonna eat. Yeah. He's going to eat a lot. So, in Jamar Chase, they just going to be in games a whole lot. They're going to have to start. They're going to be throwing. So, I like Corey Davis, don't get me wrong, but still at the same time, I still would go with Lamb and Jamar Chase.
I go with talent over opportunity. Corey Davis is the good for opportunity because it's really just him and Jamison Crowder. But talent, I go Lamb and Chase. I'm with you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh yeah, Justin mentions that Renfro play because it was something special. Also, Ayuk was dropped in this league. Do you pick him up? You're the San Francisco 49 expert.
You stash him.
Pick
him up and stash him. Yeah. I mean, when Trey Lance come in, he's going to be more effective. The problem is Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw 5 yards. So Brandon Ayuk is more of a deep threat. So I would pick him up and stash him. I got him and I stashed him in a few leagues because I think he has to wake up at some point and do something. So it would be a stash move if anything. I wouldn't start him or nothing like that, but it'd definitely be a stash.
It depending on what your bench looks like, I would say definitely because because Justin has had some really tremendous looking players. So I'm not benching just anybody for Ayuk. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it should do better, especially if we start to see Trey Lance open up that offense. So hey, if you got the bench space for it,
just stash him. I mean, you
stash
don't
him
have
and
to
see what
play
happens.
him.
Yeah, don't play him. Because
Don't play
there's a
him
reason
until
that
you
person dropped him. So yeah.
If you see 1 game, 1 or 2 games, actually 1 game, and he started to get some work from Trey, then you kind of consider putting him in the lineup. But you got to see a couple games first.
Yeah. Our producer just wants you to know that Hunter Renfrow was everywhere because
he was. I mean, she is totally right on that.
All right. Right on that. I think Justin was talking about. We asked him about the team earlier. He said it's 1-3, but he has the most points in the league through the past 4 weeks. I can relate. I have 2 teams like that, and both of them are 1-3. So it's like, it's gonna have to even out at some point. So,
at some point, yeah.
So
it's still early.
It's early, exactly. You got an extra game because it's a 17 game season now. So
yeah, you can make a run.
Definitely. So you can make a run. You can make a run. That's that's got to even up. Here's the roster: Jalen Hurts, Aaron Jones. We got Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Darren Waller. Oops, stuff moved. What was that? Pat's defense and Dan Carlson. The bench has Corey Davis, Ayuk, Sermon, Josh Jacobs, Javonte Williams, Lance, Rashad Bateman. I picked him up this week. We talked about it. and Smith. Can I drop Khalil Herbert for Ayuk?
I would. He's more of a talent. So I would say you stash him, honestly. I mean, because it got to be better in the offense in the funk. So it's more of a stash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even play him. Like I'm stashing him.
Yeah, I think he's a player. I agree with you that I stash and see what happens.
Yeah.
Welcome Kenny to the show. You got to start 3: AJ Brown, Deontay Johnson, Jonathan Taylor, and Amari Cooper. Ooh,
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper's a must.
AJ Brown I think he's hurt. I don't know if he's playing this week. They said that he should be playing this week, but I'm definitely going Amari Cooper, Jonathan Taylor, even though he
finally came back to life this
a little
week.
Bit.
Right.
If it was a healthy AJ Brown,
right,
I would say AJ Brown, but Deontay Johnson is probably the GOAT if AJ Brown don't play.
I'm with Jonathan Taylor for me now that he finally got that 100-yard game, and I think they are getting that on track, is a must. Amari Cooper, I'm with you, is a must. And the question mark is between AJ Brown and Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
And it's a health-related issue, and it's also the health of Ben Roethlisberger. He said he's going to push through his injury, but Roethlisberger has been terrible this year. And the only good thing about it is Deontay Johnson has not suffered as much as Chase Claypool and Juju Smith-Schuster have. So if I have a healthy AJ Brown, that's the way I'm going. Otherwise, I reluctantly go Deontay Johnson just because that Steelers team to me is in shambles.
Yeah,
Roethlisberger might want to consider hanging it up.
Definitely.
My father says that he listened and he sealed the deal. Monday Night Football, Hunter Renfrow. I'm telling you, I'm that prophet crazy guy on the thing with the megaphone saying the end is near, but I'm saying the beginning is here because it's Hunter Renfrow time, baby.
Man,
I'm gonna every week he gives me a reason to keep ringing that bell. I love Hunter Renfrow. Did I say I love Hunter Renfrow? Because I do.
Yes.
All right. Justin asked for some buy low options. Also thoughts on the Gilmore trade. Yeah, let's get to waiver wires, and then we can talk some of that.
So Jameson Crowder obviously is one. Damian Williams, if you can get him. And I would pick up Trey Lance if you can get him, if he hasn't been drafted yet. Right. So those are the 3 I got.
All right, so waivers, of course, I talked earlier about Sam Darnold, only rostered in 33% of leagues. Jameson Crowder, if you can get him, you should be able to get him. He's only rostered in 25% of leagues. I talked about Dawson Knox earlier. Here's some buy low options if you're trying to do a trade. And we talked about this guy earlier. Get on the Robert Woods train before it leaves the station, because he's had a terrible start to the year, and by terrible I mean abysmal, like bad. But I think it gets better. Like I said, it's coach talk, so you never know what to really believe. But I believe Urban Meyer when he said that he was going to start getting the ball to James Robinson, and it's worked out the first couple of weeks. That would have been a good buy low, but now I think he's getting high. And I think before the Robert Woods thing gets as high as it should be, because Robert Woods has been excellent, what I'm saying? And so it's just this year has started so badly. I think you can get him low. So if I can get a move for Robert Woods, I think I'd take it. Now, I was listening to Matthew Berry the other day. He's like, if Robert Woods has a good game, he's trying to trade him to somebody because he's scared that it's not going to take off. I kind of go the opposite. I think talent wins overall. So if I can get Robert Woods from Matthew Berry, then I'm trying to do that one. Yeah,
I got one. Michael Carter. Michael Carter is a good buy low option for me because he's really the number one now. He's going to be that number one guy out there in New York, and I think he's really getting the touches now. He's getting the touches, like I told you earlier, and I've been on a Michael Carter train earlier this year. I think Michael Carter is going to be good. He's going to be real good once he gets the opportunity, which he's getting now. Yeah, and I think he's gonna do something with it. So Michael Carter is one. Kadarius Toney is another one who could be getting that work because Sterling Shepard can't stay healthy.
He hasn't to this point.
And not to this point. And I think he's definitely going to be Tony is going to be the guy because he's more of a slot receiver. Yeah. So he's more of a safety net. So I think those two are two young guys. I know they're rookies,
Right.
but that you can put in your flex position. Not saying you're starting like receiver, not like that, or you starting running back. But if you need them for bye weeks, because you got bye weeks coming up.
Right.
Bye weeks is definitely coming up, so you can use them for that. So definitely, I would definitely think about something like that, though.
Here's one more. I want to get your opinion because this was your guy from last year. Do you buy low on Robert Woods?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I said the guy we talked about. No,
Yeah.
that's not your guy from last year. Robbie Anderson was the the name that was in my head. Do you buy low on Robbie Anderson? That's what I meant.
I
to
do.
ask you.
I like Robbie Anderson. I still like Robbie Anderson. I think DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson can both eat in that offense, honestly. Because me and you always had this discussion about who was better,
Right.
DJ Moore, or Robbie Anderson.
DJ Moore was the right answer. But yeah.
last year
it wasn't
Anderson
as easy.
started out-
Right.
He started out first, then DJ Moore caught up with him, and then they kind of evened out at the end of the year. So it shows you that both of them can actually be good. And if Teddy Bridgewater can get both of them in, you gotta believe Sam Darnold can get both of them in.
Right.
So yeah, I think buy low on him is you can. I think he's gonna be good this year, honestly.
All right.
So,
All right, let's hit some NFL news. Oh, let me see. Did I skip over any questions? Let me look back at the question comment box before I say questions. We did Kenny's question about low. Trey, yes. Welcome to the show. Who do I drop for Tyler Boyd or Corey Davis? Here are the options: Juju, Miles Gaskins, Elijah Mitchell. Unfortunately, my receivers are Woods and Robinson. I think that might work out in time. He says Eckler, Andrews, and Aaron Jones can't make up for that. Yeah, Woods has been bad. Allen Robinson has been not Allen Robinson, but I think go ahead and finish my sentence for me because
that's about to go up with Justin Fields starting for the rest of the season, which came out today. That he's going to be the number one quarterback for the foreseeable future. He's the guy. So Robinson, I will hold on to. I got Robinson too, man. I feel your pain. I do. But I'm not gonna part ways with him because I see light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And I'm gonna hold on to him. So don't do it.
Yeah.
Stick with him.
All right. So who are you dropping to pick up Corey for Tyler Boyd or Corey Davis? I like both of those pickups. Juju. I was gonna say for me, I wait for Elijah Mitchell. To see what that becomes. But between Miles Gaskins and Juju, what are we talking about today? Time to abandon ship. I'm abandoning ship on both of those guys.
Yeah, Juju and Gaskins. Yeah, you gotta go.
So either one or both. Drop both of them and pick up Tyler Boyd and Corey Davis.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Right, because Miles Gaskins, and we talked about this before the season started, they were worrying us because they looked like they wanted to do some sort of running back committee. I don't know why. Malcolm Brown was barely relevant with the Rams, and Salvon Ahmed is only here. He's all right. But we watched last season. We saw Miles Gaskins. He's pretty darn good.
I don't know why they won't give him the ball. Look, man, I don't know. I have no clue. They run all these other running backs, but they don't give him the ball. He had one
no
touch last
sense to me.
I don't get it.
And I expected Miles Gaskins to come back down a little bit from last year's success because, quite frankly, it's the Dolphins and Tua's the quarterback. So, you're limited, very limited. But definitely. Miles Gaskins has been such a disappointment for me this year. And it's not like I had high expectations, but he would be fantasy relevant on a weekly basis expectations. And he's not. He put up a 0 last.
I don't get it.
Our producer has Miles Gaskins.
Oh my gosh,
I don't get the timeshare.
Yeah.
I don't get the whole. He's the better running back out of the three.
By far.
I don't understand the timeshare that they're doing in Miami. It don't make sense. He got literally one carry last week, man. One. How do you give him one carry?
I thought he was hurt. I saw this. She was showing me her. I saw the 0. Did he break his ankle? What happened? No, and it was like, no, he just got no love. So
he got no love
until they change that system. Miles
Man,
Gaskins, he's out of there. Juju Smith-Schuster until Ben Roethlisberger retires or they trade one of the trade line. The deadline is coming soon. Maybe Juju Smith-Schuster gets relevant, but for me, I'm not happy. I would drop either one of them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Juju hasn't been productive since Antonio Brown left.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. So yeah.
Justin points out that the Chiefs Bills over under 56. That is going to be a game.
I'm going over.
I want that one for the 40-second play clock that we do every Saturday, and I'm gonna tell you right now, just play everybody. If you, I did that the other week. Play them all, except for Josh Gordon, maybe.
But yeah, you can have it.
Yeah,
definitely can have
we'll
it.
talk about that later.
Yeah,
we got to hit some news before we go. Justin has another thing: Robert Woods, Antonio Brown, Julio, Mooney, Deontay Johnson. You have to start 2. I guess that means Justin can't buy low on Robert Woods since he already has Robert Woods. So
can't buy low.
Who you like out of those 2?
I like Mooney.
You like Mooney?
I like Mooney. Again, with the AB thing, it's just too many mouths to feed. I'm scared of Roethlisberger, so I'm going Mooney and Robert Woods. Because that matchup Thursday, it's gonna be a good one.
That Thursday matchup, I like.
It's gonna be good. I'm going Mooney and Robert Woods, definitely.
I'm not trusting Julio yet because the injury that he's had, neither him or Brown played last week, and so even if they both play this week, I'm hesitant. I like Mooney, especially the way he went off last week, and assuming that Justin Fields can keep that going. Deontay Johnson, we discussed before, to me, I'm not trusting that thing, so I'm with you. I like Robert Woods. I like Darnell Mooney. I will say he's dead to me, but with Gronkowski out, Antonio Brown could be an interesting play if he weren't dead to me. But I'm gonna, since he is dead to me, Robert Woods and Darnell Mooney. I'm with you. Let's see what else we have here. Gainwell, who's been quite impressive. Carter or Murray. Rank those 3.
I'm going Gainwell. No, Carter, Gainwell, then Murray. I think Carter is just better than the other 2. I like Carter. I'm a big Carter fan.
You are a big Carter fan.
I like Carter.
Here's my thing. I'll tell you this. Abandoning ship, right, is the theme for the day. The story before the season started was Miles Sanders has that backfield to himself, and he's going to be a stud. I'm not abandoning ship on Miles Sanders, but I am very much lowering expectations because Gainwell, as a rookie, has been phenomenal. I'm going to like him over Carter, and I'm going to put Murray in 3rd place just because, like we said before, who's the running back on that squad? Lamar Jackson. Quarterback
but
running
I'm
back.
going to say this. Yeah. They said Gainwell was going to be good.
Yeah.
When they drafted.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was going to. He is eating Miles Sanders' lunch.
He is. Yeah. He's taking away a lot of his character.
And I did not see that happening.
Carter is more of the more reliable back.
But he's the running back for the Jets, though. He's been getting better.
It don't matter.
He's been getting.
It don't matter.
Yeah. Okay. We disagree. All right. Just echoing Nita's comment. Yeah, hit those thumbs up. We like it. We see it's 10, 11 likes so far, so keep it up. Appreciate it.
Get it there.
Would you pick up Tony and drop Kendrick Bourne
in a heartbeat?
Heartbeat.
You
don't know what you're getting yet with Tony, but I'm more interested in finding that out than keeping Kendrick Bourne. So yeah.
Yeah. Kendrick Bourne is like the 4th receiver on the team.
I agree with you.
Tony is better. He got more upside. So definitely, you go with the upside over there.
All right, Justin says some leagues he has Robert Woods, some leagues he don't. And Nita asked again, are we going to call the game? We did a little bit of that sometime last year. We'll see where it goes. Yeah. I say. NFL news, anybody? There's been a bunch of it.
I mean, he need to stay out the bottom. Man. Come on, man. I'm just saying,
how did I know that was the story you wanted to start with?
Just man, I just don't understand the logic these guys doing, man. This guy, he's making bonehead decisions, man. First of all, he's married with 3 kids.
37 years.
37 years of marriage, and you get caught. And you know what he said, man? He said he was hanging with some friends, and some people saw him. They noticed him. He said, "Man, I should have left. My gut told me to leave, but I stayed." What you think people gonna do? People pull out phones now. They start recording people. Why would you do that? It makes no. Then he rode on he rode a separate plane back from the team to collect his thoughts. Then he gonna say, "I'm not resigning."
He apologized.
Really?
He apologized, so it was all good.
Man, I would cut bait, man, in a heartbeat if I was them, man.
You're abandoning ship on Urban Meyer. Well, hey, I'm the guy, and you agree with me, so we're both in this together. We said Urban Meyer is going to be a disaster this year. Yeah. It's been a bigger disaster than imaginable. Now, here's my thoughts on that particular story. I don't care. I don't care at all because it's a grown man and a grown woman, and whatever happened, that's between Urban Meyer and his wife. The reason this story has jumped to what it is, and I think it's it's going to be one of those things that push the prophecy that we gave to become true. Urban Meyer is going back to college, whether it's at USC or somewhere. He's going to go back to college or he's going to resign. Because here's the deal. When you're the college coach at Florida, at Ohio State, pick any of these big name schools, you're a god in that town. You can do no wrong. The media will cover up. You could murder people and no one would care at all because the football team is undefeated. It ain't that in the NFL. So Urban Meyer is learning the quick way that, all that glory and shine that you had as a college coach means nothing in the NFL. And that, to me, is the most interesting part about the story, is the difference that he's realizing from being the college coach to being the NFL coach of a 0-4 Jacksonville team.
Well, I told you. Yeah. I think he's going to, for him to come out and even say, "I'm not going to resign."
Well, I don't think he should. Not off that.
No, I'm not. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying
he should resign because he sucks.
I think he's gonna resign probably mid-season.
You think? You did say you didn't think he was gonna make it through the year. You did say that earlier.
Because I'm gonna tell you, the USC job is available,
right?
And it's still available, and nobody's taking that job yet. Another job
it's reserved for Urban Meyer, right?
It's two jobs that's going to be available. USC and Florida State. Those are two teams that need coaches. I'm telling you, he's gonna quit on them guys to get. Matter of fact, they say the locker room don't even really care for him too much.
He is not well loved on that team.
Yeah, but they said it was a guy on Sports Center earlier today, and he covers college football. He was like, he's not surprised by it.
Yeah,
he's not surprised by what's going on. No, he's not surprised at all.
If there was an obvious, this is not going to work, this is it. And it's like, that whole thing is he ain't cut out for this life. But he's not taking any job. He's not resigning until he resigns. Didn't Nick Saban say something very similar to that before he jumped ship? So okay.
Yeah, he lasted 5 games and went with Alabama. Yeah, same thing gonna happen.
So Urban Meyer abandoned ship if you're the Jaguars.
So then we got some better news.
Okay.
Josh Gordon is back in the league with the Chiefs.
For now.
Right. But you can't get suspended for weed no more because it's legal.
Did you hear that the NBA said they're not even doing drug marijuana tests anymore?
Why? It's legal.
It's legal. I mean, you got them smoking.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do?
Right.
So, but I think my question for you is: are you picking them up?
No. And
what do you think he's gonna give the Chiefs? And that can be more directed to the producer of the show.
Yes, our producer, for those that don't know, is a Kansas City native and big Chiefs person. But let me take a shot at this first. No. I'm not picking up Josh Gordon because he's going to get kicked out of the league at some point again because that's who Josh Gordon is. Or he's going to not prove. Here's some fun stuff. You know the last time Josh Gordon played in the NFL? 2019. He started, for those that don't know, he started with the Browns. He was great. He was wonderful, blah, 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 blah. Missed 2 years for a drug suspension. Came back in 2017, played 5 games, had a total of 335 yards, 1 touchdown. Guy kicked out again. Came back, 2018, reinstated, played 12 games, 737 yards, 4 touchdowns. Got kicked out again, came back.
Yeah.
2019, played 11 games, 426 yards, 1 touchdown. Let's do some averaging because again, that was 2019. He's 2 years older. But let's say you have that same Josh Gordon. You're looking at about 54 yards a game, 0.2 touchdowns. So take it over the remainder. Let's say he plays every game left this season. You're going to get like 700 yards, maybe 2 or 3 touchdowns. You know what you can get that with? And who's available? And who's reliable? Hunter Renfrow. That's right, I said it. It's Hunter Renfrow night.
I mean,
So
you ain't lying about that.
no, I'm not picking up Josh Gordon. But what I am doing in my abandoned ship, I'm abandoning ship on McCole Hardman. He can go because though I'm not a Josh Gordon believer, I think he can eat into McCole Hardman's time. So abandon ship on McCole Hardman. That is the Josh Gordon effect for me.
I just want to know how many chances he gonna keep getting to come back.
As many. He is
seen
Roger
it.
Goodell's cousin or something. I don't know for certain.
He
Brother
must got
twice
something on Roger
removed.
Goodell.
I'm not sure.
Yo, I'm telling you, he got something on Roger Goodell. I don't understand it. This man get reinstated. He get suspended and then get reinstated the next year.
Right.
I just don't. I'm
And people
it's
will
mind-boggling
pick
to
him
me.
up. I don't know. I can't call it. Comments. Nita Bracy, going back to the Urban Meyer thing, that the chick's been ghost on. Yes, I heard she deleted all her social media. She's in hiding. And her last, I forget her first name, but she has the weirdest name ever. Something Nebraska. It's like, no comment. Think to yourselves what that might mean, but go ahead.
He paid her off.
Yeah.
That's what
So
he did.
she's disappeared. Also, Urban Meyer bought on Tim Tebow. That should have been. That was a definite clue because no real NFL coach would have ever done that.
You see what I sent you earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo, bango. He has a problem with tight ends. Make your own
I'm
joke.
just saying.
Justin says he has
put that
7
out
pick
there,
in
though.
his fantasy baseball draft. Let's talk baseball for a second.
I don't know nothing about baseball.
I talk Hunter Renfrow. I'm going to still talk Hunter Renfrow, but I'm talking about the Red Sox Hunter Renfrow with an E. How about them Sox taking down them Yankees last night? What?
I know nothing about baseball. I'm sorry. You can have this whole segment. You might well put it on yourself because I don't know nothing about this.
Look, you got to at least get into baseball World Series action. In fact, I need to find out what's happening with the national. Oh, our producer is not watching our show. She's watching.
No, I'm watching both. Don't call me out like that. I'm watching both.
She's supposed to be working, y'all, but I don't know
she's
what
from
she's doing
Missouri,
back
so I'm going to
there.
give her a half day off to check.
I am working.
He's working.
She's supposed to be working.
I am.
No.
I got Shout on one screen and I have baseball
You know what it is?
on another
We
one.
can't give her producer credits on this one. Okay? We had to take it away from her. I'm just sorry. I mean, it is what it is.
But I'm doing
She's
both. I got baseball here. I got Shout
Okay,
right here.
she's got multiple screens up, so she's got baseball. But yeah, good luck to you, Justin. I have not. I used to play fantasy baseball. I'm not in a team this year, but the last year I played, I did win a championship. So whether it's football or baseball, it's all the same for fantasy sports.
Well, since we going off sport, I'm gonna say this then.
Yeah.
What about them Bulls, man?
Hey, I'm ready for the.
Hey,
I have
yeah.
not been excited about NBA action for.
In years.
When did
but I'm
Derrick
excited
Rose
about this
leave
year.
the Bulls? Because that's about the last time I gave a darn. So I'm
I'm
ready.
excited this year, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
I hope it gets better. Let's get some more of these comments because we have another news story that we have to hit. Let's see. Oh yeah, Josh Gordon, he gets a job, and Kaepernick and Newton are still sitting for
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna leave that one there. So we already know about that one. So
And you could expand that more to all the horrible. Hey, Keith, no, you're not gonna talk about the Yankees on this show. The Yankees are the devil, and I'm glad y'all haven't won a championship since 2009. I hope the streak continues.
Please don't.
Forget the Yankees. I'm with you, Nita Brazy. The Yankees lost Hate the Yankees. Red Sox forever.
Go Sox!
That's right.
Well, Red Sox, sorry, because that
Yeah.
could be white.
Oh,
Not the
man,
White
that's
Sox.
funny.
The
Yeah,
Red
the
Sox,
Red
baby.
Sox.
We're going to get our butts kicked by Tampa Bay, but I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
The Yankees are out of it. So that's all that matters.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I know, but for some
Yeah.
reason, the Royals ain't
Yeah, the
there
Royals
no
ain't
more,
doing
so
it.
it's
And
all
no, Keith, the Yankees won't be back next year. The Yankees are done.
Don't
Ha.
tell Keith that. He's a diehard Yankees
I don't
fan.
care.
Oh, no, he's not. Don't
Red
say
Sox.
that. Don't put that in this house.
I'm about to hit the ban button on you, Keith.
You can't ban Keith.
I can't ban
man.
Keith.
Come
All
on, man.
right, I'm not going to ban you, Keith.
Can't ban.
But-
He's a diehard Yankees
but
fan.
get a
He's-
better
he's
baseball
a New Yorker at heart. I tell you.
The Yankees are the devil, and that's just a
Oh
fact.
my gosh. right, so
News story.
we got-
Here's mine.
Montgomery out 4 to 5 weeks.
I could have sworn I
y'all
just
talking
said
about that.
mine, but go on.
And then we had a couple of people get cut today for some reason. I just don't. Jalen Smith got cut today. The cornerback from New England, I can't think of his name right now.
Stephon Gilmore. They reported he got cut, but then they did a last-second trade. So actually,
Yeah, they got traded to
They traded him to Carolina for. Hey, wasn't just like a year ago or 2 years ago? Stephon Gilmore, one of the best, if not the best, cornerback in the NFL, and they traded him for a 6th-round pick in 2023. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
it's like wow, the stars fall
said
quickly.
They couldn't get a. They couldn't get a deal done, so they traded him from a 6th-round pick in 2023.
That's got to hurt you. I mean, he's still going to get paid because the Panthers said they're going to pay the rest of his salary, but that's got to hurt your pride, right? I got traded. Here I am, the best cornerback in the league just last year. I got traded for a 6th-round pick in 2023.
That's worse than Hopkins getting traded for a 2nd-round pick.
That trade was the worst ever. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Nita does not like the Yankees because the Yankees suck.
No, she said she likes the Yankees.
Nita said Nita, you're banned too. What?
Yeah, she said she likes the Yankees.
I see it. I read it wrong.
Yeah.
Nita was my favorite aunt. Nope. No. Nobody that likes the Yankees is allowed on the show because
I don't know enough about baseball. I'm gonna stay out of this one.
all you have to know is the Yankees are the devil. They're the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys, but they play baseball. Just awful.
I guess if you want to say that, I don't know that much.
They're awful. Just take my. Hey, we're R&J. We have to think alike. Here's a good comment. If weed was legal when Ricky Williams was playing, he would have had every rushing record. Probably
That's
so.
true. Man,
That was just the craziest joint. He's like, nah, I want to smoke weed, so I'm not playing anymore. It's like,
I ain't playing. Hey, look, you can have it. I don't want it no more.
let me hit you with this news story. This is the news of just like bat crap crazy. You might remember Terrell Pryor,
Yes.
famous quarterback for Ohio State. Got drafted, played for the Raiders for a few years at quarterback. Not really good, but he had some serviceable fantasy football years. Went on to Cleveland to become a wide receiver. Had better success, but still not great there. His NFL career was nothing compared to his college career. Today, we have the news he was arrested. Why, you ask?
No.
A domestic abuse. Apparently, he'd been calling and texting this woman like 50 unanswered phone calls, 32 unanswered texts. Went to harass her in person, slapped her. Well, he says he never slapped her, in his word. So, but she has an injury to her eye. He threw a deck chair at her car as she tried to get to leave. And here's the where it gets just first. That's just terrible. But then when you think it's not crazy enough, threw pumpkins. Yes, pumpkins with an S at her car, damaged her windshield. He's out on bail now, but he might be doing some time. And I'm like, what? Our producer, so she does get credit for working today. She sent me.
Thank you.
She sent me that story, and I was like, wait, what?
Does she
What?
get credit for working today?
Yeah, she gets credit for it. She's always on task for the show. So
She is. You know what she is. I take that back. Actually, y'all, we're gonna start showing her a little bit. She's gonna be like that panel guest. I'm telling you, she's coming, y'all.
Hey.
She's coming.
for certain. And now I didn't miss the comment. I saw that Nita banned me, but I banned her first, so she can't ban me. and she said she was a Yankees fan. But I'm not talking about the Yankees one more second on the show because they lost. So you're not talking about the Red Sox. Don't talk baseball on this show.
Breaking news: Jalen Smith signing with Green Bay Packers.
That should be good for them.
Yeah, they need some help on defense.
They need a lot of help on defense.
Yep.
Okay. Any other NFL news?
Not at the moment. Other than we talked about Justin Fields being named the starting quarterback, but that's about it.
Okay.
I mean, other than that, it should be fine.
How about this? We'll see if there's any questions coming in. But keeping with the theme of the abandoning ship, we talked about a bunch of abandoning ship people. Any other? We talked Myles Gaskin.
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis. We were somebody on this show in their boat prediction.
I was big on Mike Davis. Mike Davis. I drafted Mike Davis in 6 leagues. Mike Davis it's all Cordell Patterson's fault.
Who saw that coming?
Man. He's the problem.
He's a big problem.
Lord, he's killing me.
I can't even let you go down on this boat by yourself because I was with you. And remember what I said earlier in the show about Miles Sanders? The narrative was that he had this thing locked down. There's no competition in that backfield. We thought the same thing about Mike Davis, and apparently we were wrong both times. Because Cordell Patterson, he came. The offense they have in place is the same coordinator when he was in Chicago, but was Cordell Patterson ever really relevant in Chicago?
Not like that.
Not at all. So I was like, I don't care. So we talked about this before the season started. We were like, who's the number 2 running back? And we said, yeah, it's going to have to be Cordell Patterson by default, but it doesn't matter. It apparently matters a heck of a lot more than we thought. So yeah, Mike Davis, I'm not going to drop him on because I have him on several teams because we thought he was going to be so good.
Yeah.
However, he is going to be spending some time on my bench. And if I can work a trade for Mike Davis, like somebody on this show did
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Why you keep trying to put? You can't put my trade business out there, man. It was a work in progress. I had to work that trade for a couple of weeks, man. I'm saying, I seen a man down on his luck, and I helped him out. What's the problem?
Anyway, Mike Davis, I'm not tossing him off the ship, but I'm giving him a life preserver and saying you might want to make sure you can float because. Yeah. We talked McCole Hardman. He's gone.
Yes. Terrible.
Is there anybody we left off?
No, not really. Not for me. Mike Davis is my biggest one because he just didn't show up. I don't understand. I don't know what is wrong. They don't throw the ball. I mean, they don't run the ball. He saved his fantasy week last week because he got a goal line carry. That's about it. But he don't even touch the ball like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't. It's really depressing that he's playing bad like that. So,
but there's still time. We've only gotten to week 4, so maybe things turning around. Maybe not for Mike Davis, but like if you can do, like you said, if you can do something, whether you're picking up some people. We talked earlier about pickup guys. Let me ask you some questions before we call it a day. I said Rashad Bateman. What you think about him? You didn't.
I mean,
I'm more enamored than you are.
No, I just think. I mean, if he come in, and Lamar, he threw with 300 yards this week. He threw with 300 yards this week. I mean, that's the first in a long time for him because he don't do
that a lot. You're right.
No, so I mean, if he can continue to do that, Bateman can be a guy that you can rely on, but. Who knows? Is this an every week thing for him?
My biggest question with him is because they still haven't officially moved him off IR yet. Okay. And they say that because there's another wide receiver they're taking off IR, Miles Boykin. Yes. And they say he's further along in his recovery. So I don't know. They say there's a chance that we see maybe them both Monday wait on it and see. But I like Bateman more for what he does for this offense. I think he's going to make the Ravens a bit more formidable as if they already weren't. He's one of those boomer bust guys. I think you put him on the bench, stash him, see what happens.
I like Brand, like a surprise guy that for me early on is Brandon Cooks.
Yeah,
Brandon Cooks with the whole quarterback situation going on in Houston. he's still putting up numbers. It reminds me of an Allen Robinson type, where Allen Robinson has played with 55 quarterbacks. And he just seems to produce every year.
There's no other talent there. So, I'm with you.
And I got Brandon Cooks in a few leagues.
I do too.
So
and it's paying
Brandon
off.
Cooks, he's paying off big time. So those are some guys that I think. Nyheim Hines is actually been fairly good. He
Not
had
last
2 bad
week.
games. Not last week, but
not last week. But before that, right?
Yeah, he was pretty good. So if you're looking at running backs that catch out the backfield, he had a really bad game last week.
Yeah,
But I think he should rebound from that game.
He can't play worse.
He has 0 points.
Yeah. Are you picking up Damian Williams this week?
I tried.
Oh,
I'm trying to. I'm in a waiver league,
right?
And I'm trying to get him. I don't know if I'm gonna get him though.
Yeah, I was able to pull him in a few because I'm a big David Montgomery guy, so he had some good success with the Chiefs last time we saw him. He sat out last year for the COVID. But
he was big in the Super Bowl.
He was in the Super Bowl against another team that I won't mention that he
49ers.
won. Yeah,
so what?
It's okay.
That happens.
What about Alex Collins? Are you interested?
We ain't gonna talk about the Chiefs losing last year, but
that's not the topic.
You want to bring mine up, let's bring yours up. Stop playing.
It's more fun making fun of you than my wife.
I'm gonna make. Okay, if we can make fun of the Chiefs too.
Alex Collins, are you interested if Chris Carson doesn't play tomorrow?
Chris Carson always hurt. Alex Collins is a good pickup, but Chris Carson always hurt.
Yeah.
If you pick him up and stash him, because Chris Carson can get hurt.
He's going to get hurt again. And apparently Rashad Penny is never going to play in the NFL again.
That was a waste of draft pick. For Rashad Penny. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure Seattle regrets that one.
I'm pretty sure of that too. So, but you can pick him up, but Carson gets hurt.
Yeah.
So there's nothing new with him.
All right.
So that's all I got.
That's all I got too. So I don't see any other comments other than Anita Bracey telling us that the Cry Girls got rid of a player. We talked about that a few minutes ago. He's now a Packer, apparently. Breaking news. So yeah.
Well, he's finalizing the deal with the Packers.
He's soon to be a Packer. Cool beans. All right,
but that's all we got. We appreciate y'all. Really,
Thanks
man.
for all the love.
Questions.
Yeah.
We at 50. Let's try to get to 100. Let's try to shoot for 100.
Why not?
If you know somebody, tell somebody. Tell them to tell somebody. Like, subscribe. You know how to get us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You see the Twitter handles up there. Like it always is. We here. We ain't going nowhere. Let's get to 100, people.
All right.
Let's get to 100.
Best of luck to y'all this week 5. Let's do it. Peace.